Life, pal.
Alrighty. Give a minute to see if anybody comes on. Did you post to the Facebook group? Uh-oh. We got it running. Trying to get rain out tickets from the Mets is infuriating.
They should be giving them away at this point.
You can't select both vouchers at the same time. It is the dumbest thing. And then when you try to check out one seat at a time, it doesn't let you. It's literally insane. I've been trying for like a half hour. Crazy. Oh, and I think I just solved it. What the hell? Yep, I got it.
Seemed pretty easy.
Well, I don't know why they didn't make it this easy for me before. I'm going to Mets WWE night.
Oh, nice.
September 4th. I think the bobblehead is Lindor WWE. Which will be
Were they playing?
The San Francisco Giants.
I was looking at that game because I got the voucher from Fanatics Fest.
Oh, Sam and I will be in attendance.
I did the Alonso game.
Agree. All right. We're in business. Thank God, because this was annoying as shit to do. But why don't we get started up with today's episode? You ready to go? Is that a yes?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Card Foundation podcast. This is episode 287, and we are here, Johnny Tancredi and myself, Danny Tancredi, in the house. New episodes drop every week, Apple, Spotify, anywhere that you like to download your favorite podcasts. And if you enjoy the show, hook your boys up with a 5-star review. Do we have any off of Apple?
Let's see.
I can report that Spotify, the streak is over.
Wow.
So it was a nice little run.
Yeah, it was a nice run.
That
was a nice run.
Yeah. So appreciate everybody who has left a 5-star review for us. That takes 3 seconds out of their time. If you listen on Spotify, to just click 5 stars. Helps us out. And I'm guessing no Apple?
None.
All right, let's get back on the Apple train. We are on the socials, on Instagram, X, and TikTok at Card Foundation Pod on all of those. Plenty of content being dropped on Instagram and TikTok. So did a little PSA grading reveal that's still available to watch on TikTok. I showed off some of Johnny's wrestling cards that he got. Walked everybody through my slabs. A little bit of a long video, but yeah, I like watching that sort of stuff myself. So I figured it'd be fun to just upload, show off what we got, and what we were happy with and what we were not happy with. And then ProWrestlingTees.com/Card Foundation Pod if you want to buy a Card Foundation Pod official t-shirt. And last but not least, patreon.com/cardfoundationpod. This is the live episode for all the Patreon members. So always thankful for our Patreon members who subscribe to us every month, who are a part of our Facebook group and buy, sell, trade, and also just talk wrestling.
I always love when a new set comes out, because this is when everyone starts posting like what they're hitting, what they're getting in breaks. So it's always a little bit more lively around this
We
time.
do have a release today.
Yeah, brand new release that we're going to get into a little bit later in the show. 2026 Upper Deck AEW flagship is finally out, and we're going to break down the whole thing. But to lead off our wrestling news, usually, like always, is some Topps news. So let's get right into it. Topps launched their latest WWE release, which is 2026 Topps WWE Universe for pre-order this past Monday. Pre-orders for hobby and mega boxes have sold out. You could still get blaster boxes. They are available on the website. I think they're 25 or 30. So if you're just looking to break that stuff, you have a shot at the cheaper blaster boxes. But I believe the price point was pretty cheap for the hobby and the megas. I think it was like $150 for a hobby and like $50 for a mega.
Yeah, it was $150 for the hobby, which was definitely good to see.
Yeah, 2 autos.
Yep, 2 autos, 1 relic. It's the same configuration as last year, so very happy about that. What do you think this year? You all in or no?
No.
How come?
Because it's too close to the last that they just put out. I mean, we got. I know it was a different year. It was technically last year's set, but we did get a universe already this year, and I feel like the designs are just too close.
You're too close, man.
It looks like the same set, but it's extended.
I would agree with you there. Yeah, and they brought back, I believe, the namesake insert. They brought back, I think, a bunch of different stuff. So yeah. I mean, you're right. It does kind of feel like the, virtually the same set as last year, but
yeah. I mean, for the price point, it's fun.
Well, that's why I'm gonna rip because of the price point and what it was at.
And then if you hit something, then it's like, at least it makes it sweeter that you didn't spend $500 for a hobby just to get it.
Right. Yeah, you're gonna have your typical like week and a half to really like sell the stuff you want to sell for as best of a bargain as you can, and then after that, you're on your own, where you might not recoup the same value you might necessarily get within the first initial release point.
Yeah, and it all depends too on the checklist. The checklist kind of dictates a lot of things. If it's a heavy auto checklist with a lot of fluff, then it's going to be a lot harder to hit that Roman or that Rhea Ripley auto. But we are going to on next week's episode. I just felt like it was more important this week to talk about Upper Deck because it's out today and people are ripping it now, and people need to know that information now, as opposed to September, which is so just under 1 month away from today. So
yep. Yeah, ultimately I wish they would have put a chase element into this universe. It seems like nothing was really added. The tag teams and the dual autos were freshened up, which I think people will like. But there's that new card that they previewed of Seth. It's called Ice something. I can't even read what it says the Architect, which I guess they're doing like a nicknames thing, but like the background of the card it doesn't look good. I don't know what they were going for there, but yeah, Universe is this might be a set over the years that quickly dies out, little by little.
I think this is going to be their version of Flagship.
Interesting. Okay.
Because it's now the second year that we're getting it, technically, same year, but different set year. Very similar design, very basic price point, low end price point. You got retail for it, you have megas for it. So I think this is going to be their retail version of, we're not going to get like a 2017 Topps WWE like we used to get.
Right.
Where with like paper cards, and it was very similar to the flagship set that baseball would put out. I don't think we're gonna get that. I think we're gonna get something like this where it's a little bit more flashy, and then they can, you know, beef it up with some, bigger autos and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that I don't think this is gonna go anywhere, especially for the price point. At least it gives people a chance to, to rip physically and not have to rely on breaks or singles.
Yeah, it's fair.
I just wish that they would have changed up the design a little bit, and yeah, made more of a chase element. It needs that big case hit, I think,
or just something, like a big auto chase. Like holy shit! Like we finally put Logan Paul or something in here, and
Danhausen first pack pulled Danhausen stuff.
Yeah, and that'll certainly be a chase, but not enough to drive up a product. I mean, yeah,
I agree.
He's selling really well, and he's becoming a very popular top star.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't see that's not going to move the needle, honestly.
No, I agree, but I guess next week we'll do a full dive into the checklist, and we'll determine, I guess, who those chases are, and maybe there are a couple names on the checklist that haven't been in prior years or previous sets that we can kind of focus on. Maybe that could be like a selling element to it, but that'll be for next week. We'll break down all the parallels, all the autos, all the whole checklist. So again, that'll be next week's Card Corner. And a little bit more Topps news. There was also a release of a new Topps Now card, which was card number 87, Tatum Paxley.
Yep.
So she is now back on the main roster. She was on, I think, SmackDown last week.
Yep.
And she got a card. So.
Yep. Now, interesting, because with her, I believe people were looking for her debut patch, and it was not. People didn't see it, which is interesting because I also believe. Yep. And on Raw, Laredo Kid, who was making his WWE debut, had it. So we know that in the future,
Laredo forgot Kid, about that.
Yeah, I mean, we had Vicaire, we had who else was in that? Soul.
They had anyone surfaced?
Yeah. Yeah.
As the Vicaire?
Yes. They've been pulled, or at least most of them were pulled. I don't think any of them have really sold yet.
Okay, so maybe that's why I just feel like I haven't seen any of those.
Yeah.
I guess if you're pulling it, you're holding it.
I mean,
especially those two names, Soul
and
Steph.
Depends what kind of penny you might be offered there.
Well, there's a lot of big names that are going to be coming up soon that are now going to have this chase element that I kind of forgot about. I mean, Kendall Gray is someone that I think eventually is going to be called up, and that's probably going to be a big one.
Oh, for sure.
Lola Vice looks like she's about to come up. Yep. That's someone that could be a big chase, someone that wants to, kind of chase that down. What's his name? Made his debut last night in NXT.
Zilla Fatu. Yep.
That's someone to think about down the road.
Oh, but apparently, according to you last week, you're the Mr. Not everyone deserves a debut or WrestleMania patch, and we don't want these idiots getting them. And
I agree that everyone deserves a debut patch, the same way the idiots in MLB deserve a debut patch. If you make your debut, you get a patch. Doesn't mean I want it. I said just because it's a debut patch doesn't mean it should be a 4-figure card. I feel the same way about all sports, though. If you're a borderline major leaguer that's a relief pitcher that's gonna throw 9 innings this year, and you get a debut patch, why am I paying $1,000 for something? Well, you're gonna be a baseball trainer for a high school in 2 years.
But you don't know that.
I do know that.
Okay, so let me ask you a question then. At one point, Pete Crow Armstrong was called up to the Cubs and was horrible his first year as the Cubs. Guy's going for the MVP this year. So, yeah, he might have been an asshole that everyone was like, oh, who cares about his debut patch? He's not going to be anything.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he does player that had some level of hype to it.
Okay. Let's take you back further then. And as a Mets fan, I know you'll love this. Adam Wainwright, a no-name, nobody, called up reliever, decides to strike out Carlos Beltran with the bases loaded to win a playoff game. He didn't become an all-star. Imagine he had a debut patch. And we're thinking, who's Adam Wainwright? Who is this guy?
I guess.
Like
there are guys that you know.
Yeah, the 27-year-old guy that gets called up that's making his debut. You're right. He probably isn't going to pan out to anything, but you also at the same time never know.
And in wrestling, I think even more so. I mean, I think the guys that are going to be the superstars, and there are guys that just I don't know.
No, but you'd never know though. Like all of a sudden, like Domingo Herman, an absolute nobody to a decent pitcher, guy throws a perfect game, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, his cards go through the roof. That could happen to someone random.
Well, didn't they tank because of didn't he have some illegal
I think there was a domestic abuse there that he's out of the league.
So I think they're back down to where they should be.
Well, yeah, then stuff came back down. Or if you're Wander Franco, that's
right.
Different story. But
I guess you can't always be right or wrong 100%.
No, you can't.
I think that's an important card, but I think that's something that the hobby has a hard time with right now. Is like, it's this particular card, it automatically deserves to be this. Well, no, it doesn't. And that's something that I'm hoping to see kind of, fixed or at least corrected down the road, because I feel that way. Just because a LeBron Kaboom sells for X doesn't mean everyone should be chasing every other Kaboom. That's not how that works. It's
right.
There are guys that don't deserve that.
Well, the high tide raises all ships.
To an extent, but
that's your go-to.
It is.
But
anyway.
Yep. Anyway.
Speaking of debut patches.
Yeah. Or patches.
Or at least the WrestleMania patch. Arguably the biggest wrestling card pulled this year, or maybe even ever, is officially on auction at Golden, and that is the John Cena WrestleMania patch auto 1 of 1. It was listed on Monday with a starting bid of $15,000, and there is not a single bid on that card yet.
Well, yeah,
Well, no, not well. Let's talk about it. Why? Why is no one? Because everyone is saying this card is going to be 700. I'm sorry, 70,000, 100,000, 150,000.
There's people that are even saying 350.
So why has no one said, okay, let me at least put my mark down, 15K, boom?
Because there's like 29 days left or 28 days left.
Oh, why not? I mean, you don't ever bid on things just to.
No, never.
Oh.
I personally do not bid on any card until like the last 10 seconds of the auction that I'm actually watching it.
Certain cards I do, just as because I know I get the reminder.
Okay, that's fair. But
if there's something I really want, I'll throw a 99-cent bid on it, knowing that I know it's in 5 days from now, but at least I'll get that notification like, hey, you're the highest bidder. It's coming up, and at least it's an extra. It's almost like an extra reminder.
Yeah. I would hate that, even if I to get sniped, and then the fact that I still forget about that auction would drive me crazy. So I don't know. But I get it. Everybody has their own eBay strategy and what they do. So
you're not worried that no one's bid on this card yet?
Not at all. No. Fine.
Oh, so what do you think? What do you think it gets? We now know it's pulled, and we now know who is auctioning it. So
I think the ending is going to get crazy, where it's going to be like 3 people duking it out. I'm going to say a quarter. I'm going to say 250. But again, you never know with these things, like a Rock Prism 1 of 1 when Panini just comes out, it's red hot. That goes for 125, and I get this is a different type of card. But you have to think of just in terms of what's hot and what's not at that time. And Panini was red hot with the popularity and excitement for the WWE line, and for the biggest card to get 125. Like, what is that going to translate to here? Of course, we don't know. But I say the significance is going to double that. Yeah. So that's my logic behind thinking that.
I also think that we're at a point in the hobby now where, like, I think you're right. We don't know where this thing is going to end up, and it seems like a lot of these crazy auctions, all of a sudden, it's an athlete that's in, or it's a influencer that's in on it, or it's a company that's in on it. Like, look at the Paul Skeens debut patch. Everyone was wondering who was going to get this card, and it ended up being Dick's. It wasn't even a collector. It wasn't even a person. So,
Right.
who knows? Maybe WWE turns around and says, like, we want to put this, we want to buy this because we want to bring it around to all of the WWE universe or the WWE world
Yeah.
things that we do, and like put it on the showcase. Let everybody take a picture with it.
Yeah.
Who knows who's going to end up
I mean,
with something like
so
this?
in basketball, the Dallas Mavericks are trying to buy back the Cooper Flag debut patch. And they put like a
Yep.
package together, but obviously, I mean, that card I believe is already around like 3 million at that auction. So that thing might go for like 10. So,
Did you see what
but
they offered, like 30 years of season tickets?
yeah, they offered a crazy package. Honestly, it was a very good package for what they offered, but no one in their right mind is turning down cold hard cash. I mean, but the one element that
No.
was nice to it was getting a game used Cooper Flag rookie jersey, which will also carry some value. I mean, depending on how his career goes. But at the
Oh
same
yeah.
time, it's never going to generate what a card gets. You know?
I tried to justify it myself, and I was like, okay, if this was Jalen Brunson and it was the debut patch auto, and I had it, and the Knicks offered me that same deal, how hard would it be for me to turn it down?
Yeah.
And harder than I thought. Like 30, I mean, if you think about it too, 32 years of Knicks season tickets, premium level,
Yeah.
you may make more money than the card's worth. You could sell games. I mean, those are your tickets.
Yeah.
On
True.
top of the jersey, on top of the meet and greet, on top of like everything else. Like, I don't know. I think about it.
Yeah.
Mavericks are a different story. I don't think they're that franchise. They're not that same level. You had to be an absolute diehard Mavericks fan to even
Right.
consider that, because
Right.
this card's getting at a minimum 5 to 10 million.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. If it was me, I would go to the Knicks and say, first off, we're starting with $1 million cash because I know this card is going to go between 5 and 10 million. So I want $1 million payout. I want season tickets, my feet touching the floor for at least the next decade. And then Jalen Brunson finals game used jersey. And that is enough for me. That's what I would
all
want.
right,
I still get the
I would
cash.
want.
I still love having, courtside Knicks tickets for life. Because think about it. You never would have to pay for a dinner for like 6 months out of the year. You could just go to the Garden every night and go eat at the
Yeah,
buffet for free.
yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, I would
what's better
want
than that?
$1 million cash. I would want courtside until the value runs out. So however many years that is, if it's 10, if it's 5, if it's whatever, I want to be Spike at the games until, whatever that value is. And I want a shoot around with Brunson on the Garden Court, just like me and him just hanging out,
I
get
actually
to
thought
shoot
of two more
around.
things I wanted.
Oh,
I want to be, I want the Knicks team to attend every birthday party I have for the rest of my life. And I want to be featured in a movie with Timothy Chalamet.
okay. So now, all right, just to spin this question,
Yeah.
you have the John Cena patch auto.
Yep.
WWE wants it.
Yeah.
Similar thing. Can't get a
Oh, yeah.
full monetary pop buyout. What are you asking for?
See, and that's hard because like I know the card wouldn't sell as much.
No, it's not. So realistically, call it $1 million value.
If it's $1 million value, I want, to be fair, $250,000 cash. I would want first row, hard cam, ringside seat to the core 4 pay-per-view for the next 5 to 10 years. Because you got to figure those seats probably go for like $30K. So I'm in it for 100 and call it 25,000 each year just for pay-per-views. So to give them value, I would do it for 5 years because then they'd be enticed to take the deal that I'm saving them $500,000. And obviously I want the bells and whistles of the meet and greets at all the events, like backstage, all that shit. And I'd be good with that. And flights and all that accommodated. I want my hotel and flights taken care of.
Mine is very simple.
What?
No money. I want green shirts guy's seat for a year. So I want his seat. He can't go. He can't go to anything for a year, and and his seat is mine for a year.
Yeah.
When that year is up, I want to be the manager for a tag team of my choosing for a year.
That's wild.
So I get to go to every event I want in green shirt guy seats for a full calendar year. Once that calendar year is done, I get thrown into the storyline, and I am now
you're contracted WWE talent
as a manager for a year.
And you get your own cards and Mattel fig.
That's it. I would get an action figure. I would get into the Topps product.
Yeah.
I would be on TV. I get to travel with the talent for a year, and then that's it. I don't want any money. I go off into the sunset after that.
Yep.
But I wouldn't even take the seat next to green shirt guy. I want his seat. I want him to sit because I want him to sit home.
Wow.
That's it.
Never knew you had a beef with green shirt guy.
I want what I want.
All right. You're entitled to that.
I thought about that.
Okay. Well, we'd be curious to see what the fine people out there. I'm sure Facebook is going to pop off with what they feel about this. So we'll see. But all right, back to wrestling card news. So a couple more things. Card ladder segment. Let's talk about some of the highest Upper Deck AEW sales of all time to get us ready for our card corner segment today. So let's start off at number 5. 2022 flagship MJF yellow printing plate auto numbered 1 of 1, and it was a CGC 8, sold for $2,300 in January of 25, which I'm shocked at for a printing plate. And I believe this is the only printing plate on the list, so it's kind of surprising.
Yep. 1 of 1.
Yep. Big sale here. 2021 flagship Kenny Omega, the dotted line auto, sold for $2,500 in January of 22. So that's when I believe the product was still fresh. AEW's out. We have cards. So I'm sure it's not the same price as it was, 4 years ago. That might be an L. But I think also long term, we don't talk about that dotted line set enough. I think that's going to be the most, or at least one of the most important autograph sets that AEW ever puts out.
Yeah.
It's the inaugural short print chase auto set. I think down the line, if AEW ever sustains momentum and popularity, that's what I would want to own are those cards.
I agree.
Number 3, 2022 Allure MJF 16-bit Golden Treasures 1 of 1. Got a PSA 9, sold for $4,050 in November of 24. And we're certainly not done with the MJF train because he's 4 of the 5 sales. At number 2, 2022 Metal Universe MJF Gold PMG numbered 1 of 1, sold for $5,000 in April of 2024. And last but not least, number 1, 2022 Allure MJF Golden Treasures Auto numbered 1 of 1, sold for $76.11.91 on September 2025.
Are you surprised that MJF took 4 of the 5 spots?
No, not even the slightest. For what card people would want to invest in as a young star, top of the brand, talent, great talker, very good in the ring, how would you not have him as the most popular guy in terms of what someone wants to invest in? Or PC?
It's interesting. I think that narrative certainly feels true now. Because obviously it's a lot easier, looking now, knowing what we know now. He's not only a star in the ring, but he's also a movie star, and he's kind of transcended wrestling at this point with pop culture and all that kind of stuff. So like, yeah, that makes sense now. But yeah, I mean, 3 or 4 years ago, I'm surprised that, that number that name might not have been like a Young Bucks or a Chris Jericho or names like that were established wrestling names that didn't have a lot of stuff. Well, maybe not Jericho, but even Cody has been in this product. Some of the biggest CM Punk has been in this product, and it's still 4 of the 5 are MJF.
You know what it is, though? At the same time, though, all of those guys you just named have had autographs before for years, and all of those guys were never needle movers. They were all very affordable autographs and cards. So when they go to AEW, why should that change?
Yeah.
At least MJF is a homegrown talent. He was a part of the original AEW. He was a part of All In, which inspired to grow into AEW. And, he's the young star. And when his cards get introduced, they're going to go for big money because he doesn't have anything else.
Right.
So I think it makes sense.
All right.
Before we get into your next topic, did you see what Mr. One Logan Paul said?
No.
About him being featured in WWE cards?
Oh, no.
So he can. He is declining and choosing not to.
Really?
So he told Gary Vee in an interview, basically he's protecting his image, likeness on something to him that is the number one most important thing in his life, which is collectibles and cards. So he doesn't want to be. Yes,
he wants to put it out himself.
He wants to be in control of what's out there of him, and he wants to make sure that for what is out there, that he's probably thinking about it like, if I'm in every set, no one's going to give a shit. But if I'm in select sets with the right product, with the right card, it's going to sell for big money. And I think he wants to view himself as something like, and this is not a part of the interview, I just think from my opinion, I think he wants to put himself along the lines of like being the Charizard of WWE or being like, that's what I think. I think he knows what's collectible and popular among sports, and he wants to be the it guy when he gets trading cards of professional wrestling. I would do the same thing. I wouldn't want to be featured in every set because then who cares? Gets watered down.
I would.
Oh.
It's about the fans getting the stuff that they want of you. I mean, Stone Cold has signed 87,000 autographs at this point in his career. Yeah. And people still want them and people still buy them and he's still popular and people still care. I think that, like, to use wrestling terms, you could almost like work yourself into a shoot by like thinking
you just quote your stuff.
Yeah. Thinking your stuff is more important or valuable than it really is. At the end of the day, you're not making any more money because your stuff sells for more than you would if it sold for nothing. So
might just be an ego thing, though.
It is an ego. It clearly is an ego thing. Topps is not saying you're going to get paid $1 million in autograph because you don't have any, versus Rey Mysterio, who's going to get, no, they're going to say, okay, sign or don't, but the card's still, the hobby still exists. It doesn't stop with you.
Yeah. I mean, in one aspect, though, that this has worked in the past is look at The Rock. The Rock went, 2 decades without signing cards. Actually, 2.5, just about. And look what happens when his autographs hit the market. You can't get a Rock auto, I don't think, under $1,000, $1,500. Rock doesn't need the money. So Logan Paul is probably treating it in that same vein, that when he does get a release, it's going to be very important. Now, look at his 1-of-1 Topps Now card, what it just sold for. Like 60, 70 grand. No one's sniffing that. That's probably the highest Topps Now sale that will be ever recorded for a wrestler.
Yeah, because that's his only card ever.
And in terms of a non-autograph card, I'm talking just a base.
Yeah, it's his only card ever.
So it's valuable. It's important.
But if you're him, why do you care?
it just might be of importance to him. I don't know.
I just think he knows his stuff is valuable, and if he's going to make any money on it, he's going to put it down in his own set that he's going to come up with on his own platform that WWE helped create in this space for you. So,
well, because Gary Vee said in the interview he tried to sign Logan Paul to V Friends,
right,
and have him do autographs, and he declined. And he joked, he was like, "Oh, I got the better brother to sign because Jake Paul signed."
Oh, interesting.
So, look, I don't fault the guy. Honestly, if I was in that same position, I would think along those lines too. I think that's cool that, someone doesn't want to put their autograph out in every single product, that ever gets released.
His auto sucks anyway. Have you seen it?
Yeah, it's not great.
No, but he doesn't care. He just scribbles. So
yeah,
he can keep it.
Tell me how you really feel.
Well, before we get into purchases, there's one last little comment I guess I wanted to bring up. It's all about the exercise tonight. We're doing a lot of fun thinking exercises tonight.
No, use your brain today.
Nothing new with the big event. No new additions or anything like that. So I just wanted to ask, name 3 wrestlers. So AEW, WWE, and then non-active. It could be a legend, whoever you want, that you would want to see them book at the show this year. Could be for selfish reasons, for your own PC, just someone you'd want to meet. Has to be realistic though. They'd have to actually be booked. You can't say fucking Hogan and
they got to be alive.
Yeah, it's got to be real. It's got to be like they're asking you right now, fill out the roster. Who do you name 3 guys? It's got to be one from each company and then a legend.
Can we extend it to 5?
Sure.
Rock and Roman, because they may never do a public signing ever again. So definitely those 2 right away. Ken Shamrock, because I need that. This is tough. Because a lot of legends are making the rounds, like Taker, HBK. Triple H is an interesting one to me, but I was never a fan of his. So, I think it would be cool if he did a signing, but I would get it just to get it. Right. But it's not something I'm clamoring for. I would go. I've already met a ton of people. Let me start with those 3, and I want to hear, who do you have?
So, AEW wise, Kenny Omega.
Oh, okay. It's realistic. Right. I mean,
yeah, and it's somebody that I feel like he doesn't do a ton of things, hasn't had a ton of opportunities around. He was in Japan forever, and he's not one of those guys that's been at everything, does like the indie circuit stuff with the he doesn't do any of that. He's always been bigger than that, so it'd be cool to kind of do a photo op or whatever with him. And then probably AEW wise, if I stayed there, I don't know, maybe a Mercedes. Just because I don't know. Fan? Yeah, I'm a fan, and I never got the chance to meet her or do anything when she was in WWE. So
yeah,
it'd be cool to get to do that, and on the AEW side. WWE wise, I mean, and obviously we know, they do their own Fanatics, controls all that now. So obviously you're not getting any active WWE talent at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But Roman would have to be my number 1 on that list because he never does anything. Who knows if you'd ever get a chance to even meet him a second time. Yeah. And a lot of those guys are accessible. Like Cena's done stuff. Cody does stuff all the time. Rhea does stuff everybody else has done their fair share of meet and greets and autographs and stuff, but Roman never has.
Yeah, I mean he used to, but he's too big now.
I don't know. I don't know if I believe that, but
I have my 4th and 5th.
Okay.
Vince McMahon.
Oh God.
Why? Vince McMahon has never sat down to do an actual public signing in his life. I'm pretty sure. And I need the BCA done. And number 5, does Jalen Brunson count?
No.
Hmm.
It's got to be wrestling.
Shane O'Mac.
Shane would be an interesting one.
There's no other legends that would entice me to be like, oh my God, like I need to have them. I'm thinking in terms of like just someone that's rare that won't, that hasn't appeared. Like every legend has like Brett, Kane, Taker, Foley, Austin, Michael, like they all have at this point.
Triple H would be up there for me, I think.
Yeah. Well, you were a DX fan growing up.
I was a huge DX fan growing up. I've also met all of them. I met Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, X-Pac. He's kind of the last one that like I never got to meet.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be I think a cool one. And I was a fan of his as a kid. I would say like Attitude Era into the 2000s. I was definitely a fan.
Yeah.
Vince is an interesting one. I just think I would have wanted to have met him 30 years ago. I have no interest in meeting the person that Vince McMahon is now. He's fucking 90 years old. I don't give a shit. Like,
I still think that would be cool.
But 30 years ago, that would have been cool because like there was no bigger heel in wrestling 30 years ago than Vince, and like that whole the Vince Austin thing. Like, it's a reason why I'm probably still a wrestling fan now. It's at least one of the reasons why. That was so important. Yeah, and then I guess I'm just trying to think if there's anyone else that like doesn't do a lot of stuff that I would really, because like you're right. I mean, a lot of people have done,
even like people that have notoriously have not signed over the last like 20, 30 years, like a Steve Blackman or someone.
Right.
They're even making
the rounds. Yeah. Shamrock is definitely on that list for me.
I know who like my deceased pick would be. Eddie Guerrero. That him or Macho Man, I would say those would be like two like damn, like if they were here, I would love to have met them.
Right. That's a good question too.
Or I would even throw like, just because Andre, like the history of Andre, him or like a Yoko. Those would be 4 heavy hitters right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, my number one would have to be Pillman.
Yeah.
To have met, I mean, just for the fact that he never really even did a lot of stuff when he was around, and there's not a ton of his stuff signed out there available, and so just to be able to have like something from him signed would be awesome.
Yep.
And especially in that era too, like a photo op with him like in '97, like as that gimmick or as that character would have just been really cool. So that's probably like the number one. But yeah, no, I just figured, I don't know. It brings a good point up though, that like we are getting more and more, guys aren't like quote unquote rare as much anymore.
Yeah.
There are guys that are never going to do it. Like you mentioned, the Romans, the Rocks. I just don't ever see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
Shane, guys like it's never going to happen again. Even Triple H, I don't think will ever do a public signing like that.
You never know. He might.
Yeah, never say never, I guess.
Yeah. But all right. Let's go now into some purchases, shall we?
Yeah.
By the way, I did not know, because this just got posted on Facebook. Jeff Montalvo hit a Big Boom AJ Upper Deck AEW auto. I'm so happy he posted that, because that deserves 5 big booms.
He's on the checklist.
Boom, boom. Jesus Christ. All right, well, let's start off with the Patreon purchases, and then we'll go into ours.
Do you need that?
No, but if the Rizzler has one, I want a Rizzler.
No, there is no Rizzler.
He wasn't in the checklist?
I didn't see him.
Damn. All right. All right, let's start off with John Thurman. AEW Game Use Serena Deeb Auto number 25. I'm feeling this might be a big AEW week for the group. Dave Nagel, Brit EX Century, and is number 213. And then a Julia Orange Refractor from Topps Chrome, number 25. Oh, Jeff Montalvo, respect. The Lethal Weapon, Steve Blackman, number 75 from the Decade set, autographed. Which, this card pisses me off. Because it's the same image as his Comic Images auto.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't pick something else? Anything else? It's a great shot. Don't get me wrong. He's got the kendo stick. He's looking jacked, ready to strike. You know, ready to pounce. But, like, come on. And I think this is the same one as his case hit, too. Same photo. So I guess that's the only photo available of Steve Blackman. Josh Costello, in preparation for AEW Flagship, I was finally able to pick up the Okada doubloon from 26 Allure. Only the second one I've seen, and perhaps the coolest Okada image ever on a card. Which, I mean, come on. I have to agree with that. That's sick. Okada 3 belts. Nice.
Looking like Ultimo Dragon right there.
Yeah. Also from Josh, purchased my first one-of-one from AEW SP Signature for the PC, the Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander. Next, we got Jonathan Francisco. I'm surprised it's not like someone's mask or like used ring gear this week. But shout out to Medina. Hit the MLW Jacob Fatu highlights, 1-of-1 in a break.
That's it?
I'm shocked this card is even in existence. He has the same name under WWE. How did they get away with that?
Panini, no one's paying attention.
Honestly, that's a great move. And honestly, that's a great pickup. Congrats, Jonathan. Smart. I guess because technically, as long as that fell under the time frame that he was with the company, they could get away with it.
Right.
You know? But interesting. We still haven't talked about MLW in that set, which next week, put it in the notes that want to talk about it.
Shit's stupid. Okay.
Well, we're a wrestling card podcast. What do you mean it's stupid? Just because you don't want to talk about it doesn't mean we shouldn't.
All right, so I'll put in the notes.
I hope you get roasted for saying that in the Facebook group.
Marcus
Brandon. Marcus Brandon grabbed a few more from MLW Ring Royalty. Oh, yeah. Good luck pronouncing these, Danny. Oh, shit. Aurora and state-of-the-art case hits of Killer Cross End. Oh, holy shit. Let's give this one a go. A Himawari Le Cinque Poubelle. Did I get that right?
No idea.
Oh, close enough. Oh, what did you know? Another MLW. William C. Hackenberg hit a flare auto in an MLW break. Woo! And then also, last but not least, from William Hackenberg, got the broski spot in a few national breaks until I finally hit something numbered. We got a numbered out of 10 at Cardona from the National.
It still annoyed me that people were breaking that. Like,
and it looks like he also hit like 6 or 7 refractors.
People were only able to get 1 box per person of that, and then
well, I'm sorry, Will's got more.
Oh, right, go in.
Came across this Dolph tie-dye and picked it up because Danny is a bad influence.
Oh.
By the way, did you see the Ziggler sale I sent you?
Yeah.
Cha-ching! I think it's time to list one of my black 1-of-1s. What?
It's your guy. How do you sell?
I could part with one. I mean, it's nice if I could get $1,250 cash to put somewhere else in the collection too.
Which black 1-of-1s do you have?
I have the ringside 1-of-1 from Select, which was his last ever WWE 1-of-1 as of now. And it's the ringside one, so that's case hit. And I have the Select 1-of-1 auto. It's the studio shot, black 1-of-1 prism. So of Panini, I have those two. I have the black NXT 1-of-1 from Instant. And I think that's all I have 1-of-1 wise from Panini. And then Chrome, I have the 2021 one of ones. Oh no, I'm sorry. Was it 2020? Yeah, because Ziggler wasn't in 2020 Chrome. So I have the 2021 one of ones. Which, what if I listed all of them for like 1,500 each?
So
Would you be would you be pissed?
Yeah.
But for what I bought into them for to potentially get $6,000, that's pretty sick.
I hope you sell them, and it's the biggest regret you ever made in a PC.
Well, I'm thinking about moving one. I'm thinking about either moving the auto or the
I would move the auto
and keep the ringside.
Yeah, that ringside car, those ringside black one of ones, I think are going to be.
I thought about putting it up for $2,000 as like okay, if someone's willing to pay $2,000 for this, take it, have fun.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see.
Something to think about.
It is something to think about. Did you pick up anything this week?
Right.
Yes, no, maybe so. I believe Johnny just froze.
What did you pick up?
Hello. Oh, I stuck to baseball this week. I picked up another Topps David Wright auto, the out of 50 from the 75 diamond from this year's Chrome. And I picked up a Carson Bench Radiating Rookies case hit.
What'd you get that for?
Please hold. I want to say
Those are intriguing.
I'm signed into the wrong eBay. Let me go to Card Ladder and look because it'll probably come up because it was pretty recent. It was either 80 or 100. Which I thought could be a little sneaky goodbye. Which honestly, the card's tanked. I probably shouldn't have bought it for what I did. Yeah, 100 shipped.
Yeah, those aren't easy to hit though. Those are case hit, I think.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone got a steal of one of the prices. Someone got it for 40.
Yeah, that is a steal.
Yeah,
especially for someone who's like rookie of the year candidate.
Yeah, there was a sale for 40, a sale for 57, and other than that, there wasn't a sale beneath like 66.
I think I paid
94, 99, 99, 93, 82, 85, 87, 80.
I think I paid like 40 or so for my Alvarez, and that was after he was already like.
But at that time, they weren't as case hitted as they are.
No, I know, but I'm even saying, and he also the hype kind of died out already, and I still paid that.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
I'm interested to see what people have this Friday.
Yeah. Actually, the Alvarez did pick back up a little bit. The last sale of a PSA 10 radiating rookie went for 100, which I have that in the PSA 10.
I have a bunch of his stuff, low numbered rookies like golds and reds and oranges, and I never quit on that troll.
Yeah, I won't either.
Yeah, I had a simple week. I just picked up. I'm in the process of redoing my office actually. So I wanted to pick up something that I want to frame. It's the, where is it? I'm just pulling up eBay. It's the Topps WCW NWO like promotional sheet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a promotional poster saying like on sale now.
Yeah,
and
cool.
It's the WCW NWO Topps set from '98 with Hogan and Goldberg on it. I'm gonna put that in a frame, and I wanted to put like, I don't know, like I'm into that kind of like promotional poster kind of stuff.
That'd be cool to get signed.
Well, can't anymore, but
why? Hogan's on it, you said?
Hogan and Goldberg, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Sting and Goldberg for some reason.
If one was signed with Hogan already on it, I would definitely get Goldberg to sign the other.
Yeah, but you can't just get Goldberg to do it. That's
there's no point.
Stupid.
So,
And I don't think
but yeah,
Goldberg would have to pay me to meet him.
it's very true. Yeah, next week I'm excited for Upper Deck AEW, so I'm gonna be ripping a couple of those this weekend.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm gonna do a little TikTok video on a box opening. This weekend.
Well, let's not waste any more time and get into it.
Oh, so why don't we take one final commercial break, and let's talk all things Upper Deck AEW right after this.
All right, guys, welcome to the final segment of this week's show, which is Card Corner, and it is all about the latest Upper Deck AEW release, which is out today, August 12th, 2026 Upper Deck AEW flagship. It's finally here. It was delayed a couple of times, but we finally got it. So let's break down the set, and then we'll talk about if we're going to buy or pass. So cards per pack in a hobby is 16, Blaster is 6. Packs per box in a hobby is 6, Blaster is 6. Boxes per case, hobby 16, Blaster 20. It's a 100 card set. You're going to get in one hobby box either an auto memorabilia card or a clear cut parallel, 4 total numbered cards or rare inserts, 1 Dazzler, 2 UD canvases, 4 additional inserts, 16 gold parallels, 1 outburst parallel, and 3 pyros. Parallels include gold, pyro, outburst, clear cut, which is a hobby EPAC exclusive, deluxe, which is numbered to 250, dynamite numbered to 199, UD exclusive numbered to 100, pink pyro, which is numbered to 79, and a blaster exclusive, gold pyro to 35, outburst red to 25, high gloss to 10, and an outburst gold 1 of 1. Select base cards also have rare photo variations, which are going to be 1 in every 640 packs, and that's just a handful of people. Aside from the base autos, there are 2 additional auto sets, including Ringmasters, which are 1 in every 3,000 packs, and Adversaries autos, which are all numbered out of 10. The 4 new inserts this year are Mighty Ones, Star Entrances, Total Access, and Tony's Timeline. The premium inserts include Day with the Belt, which is 1 in every 640 packs, Hey EW, which is 1 in every 320 packs, and then Fanimation, which is 1 in every 640 packs. So that's the kind of the main crux of everything. You buying and passing on 26 Upper Deck flagship.
Yeah, I'm excited to rip. I think actually instantly it's going to be a contender for me for a little case hit of the year is that Fanimation. I just think that's a fun, cool card. It's rare, chased after, or going to be chased after. So I'm all for that. I think it's going to be it's going to be one of the sleepers of the set that might actually end up having some big sales out of it.
Yeah, it's got it's got lineage, which is something that Upper Deck does a great job of. They tend to keep sets and parallel or inserts and stuff like that have historically been in other Upper Deck products. They'll put them in their other licenses and stuff like that. So it's cool that they included that. Obviously the famous one is the Jordan one from 92. That's the one that kind of kicked everything off. But there have been Fanimation cards in NHL. Stuff like, I don't know if you could see it. You probably can't see it, but like Connor McDavid has Fanimation.
Yeah. And I like that when everything is universal, that you could collect multiple people across sports.
Yep.
That always is cool to me.
And now, look at the PMGs. Like that card on its own, that doesn't mean as much, but the PMG has such a history with cards, the hobby, Upper Deck. It makes those cards more important with an AEW. So,
which actually, I want to say lately, PMGs have gone crazy for AEW. There's some big sales lately with PMGs.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been noticing, but of course I'm going to have a little regret there. But Fanimation checklist, It's a 9-card list. There's no numbered, which I hate when Topps will do a case hit or chase card and they fucking number them like parallels. It makes it feel less special. I understand if you want to do a 1 of 1 to coincide with
Right.
the chase element, but like just make it the chase. So when you hit it, it feels special and there's nothing, crazy about it. But the Fanimation checklist includes MJF, Cope, Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin, Mercedes Monet, Willow Nightingale, Timeless Tony Storm, Julia Hart, Swerve Strickland.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that checklist? Anyone that they missed out on?
Oh, yeah, I think like 5 people, but
yeah. Now, I would have went more with this route with the Day with the Belt checklist, which is also the same odds to hit. So those are the 2 toughest case hits to get out of the product. But we got Hangman, Chris Statlander, Okada, Mercedes, Brodito, Kyle Fletcher, Jet Speed, and Hangman Adam Page, Ricochet, John Moxley, Timeless Tony Storm, Willow Nightingale, Mark Briscoe, FTR, MJF, Babes of Wrath.
Yeah.
To me, that's a better checklist right there.
I agree.
Obviously it's bigger, but I think if you would have added Okada and either Osprey or Fletcher, that would have made it perfect.
Yeah.
Where I would have been like, okay, now this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I'm going to try to go for that MJF animation.
Definitely.
It's going to be pricey, but I definitely want that for my collection.
Yeah, so the photo variations are tough too. And the photo variations this year are Tony Storm, Mercedes, Swerve, Osprey, Harley Cameron, Mina Shirakawa, Hangman, Willow, Moxley, Omega, Darby, MJF, Tekla, Megan Bayne, and Thunder Rosa.
I like that. Leave it to the stars.
Yeah, all the heavy hitters.
Yep, as it should be.
Also, interesting enough, card 101 on the checklist is a Tony Khan 2021 retro design.
Interesting.
And he's got a 1 of 1 auto.
Wow. That's going to be an interesting chase.
Yep.
Is this Tony Khan's first card?
Yep.
I'm going to punch it in eBay just to see.
I believe so, yeah.
I don't remember us being like, oh, there's a Tony Khan card.
Yeah.
No, this is the first, I think.
Yeah.
Which is shocking that it's taken 4 years, 5 years to get a Tony Khan.
Maybe he didn't want to be in it, or maybe.
Oh, so sounds like Logan Paul, huh?
Yeah, I'm not saying it's right.
Yeah.
I think the 1 of 1 auto is great.
Yep. I certainly do. Whoever hit now, okay, let me ask you a question. That card gets hit. Is that the first ever Upper Deck AEW sale at $10,000?
No. But
interesting.
It doesn't mean it shouldn't be. I just don't think it will be.
I think there's 2 cards that are deserving of that crown. The Match Use Fork and this. If you're an AEW fan, that's like, would I kill to have a Vince 1 of 1 auto in my collection? Of course I would.
Right.
Is it something I wouldn't be able to afford, or it would be astronomical? Of course it would. Right. Doesn't mean I wouldn't want it. I think if you're an AEW card fan, how is that a card you like? That's a must own.
Yeah.
If you have the money to dish out for what potentially could be a $10,000.
Yeah, and who knows? We may never get another one again. That maybe is one and only time.
No, we don't know what we're going to get.
He signed one card, he put it in the set, and that's it. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah.
So I certainly think that would be epic and deserving of a 10K sale.
Interesting. Yeah.
Anything else you're looking for in this product? I know there's a couple of first UDs, which is odd because like Harley Cameron is a first UD in this, but she has cards already.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that, Upper Deck has been criticized about,
because it makes no sense. Like, we saw the mock-up of that card
I have her first flagship card.
Oh, was it 2025? Was I showing the 2025 image in mine? Because that was the one I pulled off of. No, the 2026 is live and it's showing a different image.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was also featured in 2024.
Yep, that's what I have.
So I don't know what they were talking about first UD, unless that was for mock-up purposes.
Mm.
I don't know, but yeah, they gotta do a better job for policing that. Like the first UD is making sure it's actually someone's first UD.
Yeah, I mean, I also think like
out on time.
That's something that for 4 or 5 years they've struggled with. Rookies and first appearances and stuff like that. It hasn't really jive the way it should be. But
or like Okada getting a Future Stars card, or Cope. Like
yeah,
that's crazy to me.
Yep. But yeah, I think it's in my opinion, this is the way that a flagship set should be. It should be set up this exact same way. You have a handful of premium inserts that are going to be high chases. You have fun designed inserts. You have numbered cards that are not all just low numbered, just out of 250, out of 100, blah, blah, blah. Would I like an auto box? Yes, I would always like an auto box, especially in this market, in this day and age. Spending $100 on a box, you should get an auto. I will always believe that.
Yeah.
But it does make them more special. It does make them, more sought after.
Yeah.
And I just think this is the way to do a flagship. It's an affordable way for collectors every year to get the newest guys, to get different chases, to it's something that needs to happen in the hobby. And not everything can be chrome. Not everything can be $500. This does have its place in the hobby, and it's important. So
certainly, yeah.
And it's the one thing Upper Deck has done consistently since they've come on board is with AEW. They've put out a flagship set every year. And
a nice array of diverse product. You get your chrome product with Allure. You get a little more premium product with like a Black Diamond. You get, thicker card stock, like, Topps Inception style with like a Spectrum. And then you got Metal Universe with your foils. You got plenty of variety.
Yeah.
Under the Upper Deck umbrella, which is always nice. Because again, like I've been critical of Topps every set for what felt like 5 in a row. It was all chrome-based product, and 3 of the 5 sets were all black and white.
Right.
So, like, it feels like throw up at that point. It's like nauseating.
Yeah, I mean, listen. At the end of the day, Topps also they cater to the market. They know what people want to rip. They don't.
No. Nobody asked for 5 chrome products in a row, all black and white.
I'm talking about the market.
I don't think the market wants that.
I don't know. That's a whole other conversation for another day, but.
And I would love for someone to tell me I'm wrong, because
there's a reason why, Stadium Club is considered to be like the collector's set. And you don't see, the YouTube influencers pushing that stuff out because it's not chrome, it's not shiny, and
you're going to get sales of $50,000 for all the top stars.
So that's my point. Upper Deck still, they have the collector in mind. Yeah. So that's why they're appreciated.
Yeah, certainly. So, all right. Well, this wraps up our live episode. Appreciate everybody who tunes in live, watches along with us via YouTube, and for our Patreon members, we always thank you guys for your unwavering support. And new episodes drop every week. Make sure you're following us along. Hit the follow button at Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever else you download your favorite podcasts. And please leave a 5-star review. Helps us get our podcast out to more collectors. Hit that search bar, Card Foundation. Recommend it to a friend. Get them into wrestling cards. The more, the merrier. We're on the socials, Instagram, X, and TikTok at Card Foundation Pod. Follow those platforms for updated weekly content. A bunch of posts have been happening over the last few days over on Instagram and TikTok as well. Again, Patreon, sign up today. Get access to our exclusive Facebook group. Did your article go live yet?
No.
Will it go live?
Yes.
Okay. So be on the lookout for that.
It's currently written. It's not typed. So if that makes any sense.
Timeout. So you wrote it out by your hand,
That's how I write everything. Yeah.
and then you type it.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
I can't think and type at the same time when it comes to something like that. Only at work.
That's like you're like Rex Huerman.
God forbid. Are you kidding me?
That's serial killer behavior.
Psycho.
Whatever. And if you want to buy a shirt to support us, you get the Card Foundation logo on a t-shirt, or support the individual shirts. Even Papa Bear's still on there. We haven't seen him in I haven't heard from Papa Bear in a long time. Get a Papa Bear shirt, because why not? And that'll do it. What are we looking forward to next week?
Next week will be 2026 upper deck. 2026 Tops Universe full checklist breakdown, full set breakdown, just like we just did in this past episode with Upper Deck Flagship. We'll do the same thing for Universe. Break everything down so everybody's got the full set idea for September. Obviously, as the news rolls in, we'll continue to talk about it. And then I think
about MLW.
We'll talk about MLW next week. Why don't you rip a box there, tough guy?
Maybe I will.
Okay.
Maybe I will.
And then that's 288. And then I think episode 289 is going to
288. We're going to have our recap of this weekend's live show as well. White Plains.
Yes, we will be up in White Plains this weekend. We'll recap that, what we picked up. And then, so yeah, that'll be 288. 289, I think we're due for it, and it should be a fun one. We're going to do a hot takes episode. It's been a while. Got a lot of hot takes coming in recently, a lot of stuff to discuss. So I think that'll be the big segment on episode 289 will be our 2026 hot takes. So that's in 2 weeks. Next week, Universe. This week, enjoy Upper Deck Flagship.
All right. So when it comes to wrestling cards, are the best there is,
best there was,
and the best there ever will be. Oh, hell yeah.